Good morning everyone, today we're going to be talking about augmenting. But first of all, if you're new to the channel, I upload NGS content daily, so if you do play this game, I would really appreciate a subscribe as it really helps out the channel. Anyway, without further ado, let's begin the video. So the very first thing I need to clarify is why are augments so important? It's simply because augments can increase a lot of your basic stats. So you can see over here, melee weapon potency plus 2%. Damage resistance plus 2%. This is very powerful. I take 2% less damage, I deal 2% more damage. This is good stuff for me. Then over here I've got melee / technique weapon potency plus 1%. So all my melee attacks and my magic attacks deal 1% more damage, which is also great. And over here with Might 1, I gain 1% more damage on my melee attacks. So when I look at my stats over here, when I go to personal and I go to character information, you can see over here that, hey, I got a 12% melee DPS increase just because of all of my different augments mixing and matching, which can increase your damage significantly. And this is why augments are so important, because you can mix and match and customize your character to fit your play style to make yourself even more powerful. So with that out of the way, how do we actually augment anything? Well, you're going to need to come to the item lab over here, talk to the NPC, and go to add augments. Over here, you'll get the choice to either augment your weapons or your units. So you can see over here my Catalea sword, which already has 4 augments. We're just going to click on it for example's sake. And you're going to notice in my inventory, I have no capsules. I have no choices, no options. And that is because I have material storage. So when I click on material storage, you'll see all of my capsules will show up. But this is because I paid for material storage with star gems. Now, if you don't have material storage, you might want to just click on all storage, because it might be in your basic storage or your character storage or your drop storage. It might be somewhere there. Or if you actually physically have it in your inventory, you can simply click on inventory. But the TLDR is you're going to have to find where your capsules are. They're somewhere either in your storage or in your inventory, or if you're like me and you have material storage, it's always going to be here. So first things first, we need to identify all of the different augments. So we've got the basic augments. These are the really simple ones that just give a straight up stat boost. So stamina 1, stamina 2, and there's also stamina 3. I just don't have them. And they just increase HP. Very simple. Then you've got spirit 1, spirit 2, spirit 3. Just adds PP, makes your PP bigger. Great. Then you've got Might 1, Might 2, and Might 3, which increases your melee potency, so all of your melee weapons. You've got Precision 1, 2, 3, increases your range potency. Technique 1, 2, 3 increases your tech weapon potency. You've got Deafness 1, 2, 3, which increases potency floor increase. So from what I understand and what my comment section has been telling me is that potency floor increase only applies to your weapon. So if you put this onto your units, it won't actually increase your potency floor. So the quick and dirty, but not exactly 100% correct way of explaining potency floor is it increases your minimum damage, all right? It does that, but it does a little bit more, or actually a lot more. But there's a whole bunch of math and mumbo jumbo, which I don't understand. So that's why all I can tell you is it increases your minimum damage. That's the basic knowledge that I know of. I'm sure there are other channels which are much smarter on the math side of things that they can explain, or maybe if you know, maybe explain it to me in the comment section below, because I don't understand what other bonuses it gives me because I'm too monkey brain to understand it. Next one is guard 1, 2, and 3. This is very simple. It gives you damage resistance or damage reduction. Then we've got the weirdo ones. We've got burn resistance, we've got freeze resistance, we've got shock resistance, we've got blind resistance, we've got panic resistance, we've got poison resistance, and finally pain resistance. Are all of these debuffs, have I ever seen like half of them? No, I have not seen many of them at all, but I'm sure that later down the line this is probably going to become a thing. So I'm not touching any of these resistance stuff because I simply don't see a use case for them, unless, you know, later on there comes with like an urgent quest or like a big boss that is like poison based or something. Then maybe I might invest into poison ward for the 30% poison resistance. But for now, I'm just leaving it here in the corner. I'm just gonna slowly collect these capsules. Then you have all of these soul capsules. These soul capsules are very powerful. So you can see here that I've got 265 of this Form Soul 1, which gives me melee potency plus 2%. Keep in mind, for the soul variety, you can only pick one of the soul varieties. So for example, let's say I want Form Soul 1 over here, but I also want this Alt Soul 1 because I want the 5 HP. Well, too bad, you can't put them together. You have to pick one, and you can only pick one out of the soul variety. Then we get to the note varieties. Notes are another type of augment, but again, you can only pick one type of note. So you've got note A, B, I lost C, and then we've got D, and then we've got Magnus note, Lab note, and Rezola note. And then we finally have the Secretas, and then we have the Dread Keepers. So these are all the different augments that we have at the moment. I'm pretty sure I probably missed a couple, but these are all the ones that I currently have on this character. So now let's talk about how to get these capsules, because I am sure most of you guys have a bajillion Magnus notes, Lab notes, and Rezola notes. The reason for that is because these drop from your combat zones. So you can see here I've got 121 Lab notes, simply because I farm laboratories a lot. And that's why I have a bunch of lab notes. Now, if you want Magnus notes, then just farm at Mount Magnus. If you want Rezola notes, then you just farm at Rezol Forest. Very, very straightforward, okay? So this is how you get these. Now for the Secreta augments or capsules, these usually drop from the Stella packs. So, you know, maybe you're farming Mount Magnus and you've always seen that trigger, right? And a freaking meteorite crashes from space and you defend it and then you open it up. Usually that is where you get your Secreta 1s and 2s, okay? Dread Keeper is only obtainable in the open world. So in the exploration zones, you're gonna find these veteran mobs. So if you guys want me to make a video about veteran mobs, I can make a video as well as a farming path if you want. I personally don't enjoy farming veterans. It's not very fun in my opinion. But if you guys are interested, I will cover it if you want. But the biggest question that a lot of people are asking me is, Caro, I've been playing the game for 5 days straight and I've never seen any of these stamina, spirits, mites. I've never seen any of these capsules. Where on earth do you get these? You get these in the exploration zones. So when I close all of this and I press F10, so the exploration zones is going to be North Alio, it's going to be West Alio, it's going to be Central Alio, it's going to be South Alio. These 4 places, you just kill anything there. It doesn't have to be specific bosses, it doesn't have to be aggressive mobs, you just kill anything there. That includes tames, which are just the wildlife that don't really do anything and you usually kill them for meat anyway. But those guys can also drop Might 3 capsules. They can drop any of these capsules from Stamina 1 all the way down to Pain Ward. So basically go from Pain Ward, scroll all the way up, and all of the wards, all of the guards, all of the deafness, the technique, precision, might, spirit, as well as stamina. All of those capsules will drop in exploration zones. They only drop in exploration zones. So you cannot get any of these capsules in the combat zones. And this is probably why you don't have a lot of these capsules, because most of us just spend 90% of our time in the combat zones farming for PSE bursts, killing stuff, farming for gear. And not many of us go out to the exploration zones to go kill animals and farm minerals and kill stuff there, right? Because that's like a 32-man zone and it's not really efficient and usually there's not a lot of people there, and that's probably why you don't have many of these capsules over here. But if you want to farm for them, you can simply just go there and it doesn't matter what you kill. You can wait for Stella packs to crash from space. There's a whole bunch of ways in order to get these capsules, but you just have to be in an exploration zone, which is a 32-man zone. The next question I often get is, Caro, how do I get the notes A, B, C, and D? So I'm missing C, but how do I get these? Because these notes are actually pretty nice. You know, A over here gives me 5 HP and 3 PP. B gives me range and melee potency, which is great. D gives me range and technique. And I believe C gives me melee and technique potency. So it's really nice to mix and match those two. But let me open up my map and I'll tell you where to get each one. So in order to get note A, it is Central Alio. In order to get note B's, it's in West Alio. Note C is in South Alio, and Note D is in North Alio. It's the exact same thing. Anything drops it, you just kill stuff, and that is how you collect all those notes. Now, if you manage to collect 5 of each note, you can actually go to Exchange Augment Capsule and make the Super Note. So I call it a super note, but it's actually called something else. You scroll down over here and you'll see right here, Ale Domina. Ale Domina requires 5 note A's, 5 note B's, 5 note C's, and 5 note D's, as well as 5 photon quartz and 5 trinite. And you can make this super amazing augment, which gives you 5 HP, 3 PP, and all damage or all potency plus 1.5%. Now, do keep in mind, it says here success rate is 9%. Remember, in augmenting, you can stack 10 capsules on top of each other. So this is technically 90% because you're going to need 10 of these capsules, so 9 times 10 is 90. However, in order to get 10 of these capsules, you're going to need 50 note A's, 50 note B's, C's, D's, 50 photon quartz, and 50 trinites, which is pretty expensive to get all of those. But don't worry, if you're super worried like me and you know your RNG is garbage and you're gonna fail the 90%, what you want to do is save all of your golden prim swords and come over here to the item trader. When you come to the item trader, talk to him and go to item exchange, and right here you can exchange 10 prim swords to get an augmentation success rate plus 10%. So you're going to use the 90% with the 10 capsules, you're going to throw in one of these, and boom, it's 100%, it will never fail, and you don't need to gamble because, you know, farming 50 of all of those materials is a pain in the butt and it's gonna suck. So the next question I get a lot is, Caro, how do you get all of these soul capsules? Why do you have 830 of the doll souls and alt souls and blah blah blah? It's simply killing those bosses. There's gonna be a lot of bosses in the combat zones. Each boss drops a specific soul. You just kill them and they have a chance of dropping. Now, urgent quests are also important because urgent quests also drop specific souls. If we scroll down here, you can see there is the next soul. The next soul is the big evil dragon dude. You kill him and he can drop level 1 souls or level 2 souls. I'm pretty sure there probably is a level 3 soul. I've just never seen it, but that's how you get all of their souls. So you see there's the pettiest soul, which is the big doll urgent quest guy. Next soul is the big evil dragon urgent quest, and you just run the urgent quest a bajillion times, and that's how you get all of these different souls. Okay, now before I end the video, let me just showcase how to add an augment. We're simply going to go to add augments over here. We're going to click on whatever weapon you want to add the augment on. So for example, the Catagories sword. And then we're going to go to where all our capsules are. So keep in mind there are different categories of augments or affixes. So for example, over here on my weapon, I already have Form Soul 2. And let's say, for example, I want to change it to Datal Soul 1 over here. I can simply put in 10 capsules because that's the maximum you can put. You can see it's a 90% chance, and I click confirm. And you're going to see right here, category 1 is Might 1. I can put that in. But category 2 is going to make me pick one. You see, I can either use Form Soul 2, which will give me melee plus 2%, damage resistance plus 2%, or I can use Datal Soul, which is the one that I just added in with capsules, which gives me 1% more damage increase as well as 5 PP. So you can change whatever augments you want at any given time by overwriting it. However, do keep in mind, when you overwrite a augment, you will lose the previous augment. So let's say that I do decide to go with Datal Soul 1, I will lose Form Soul 2. I will not get those capsules back. Those capsules are poof, they're gone. They're never gonna come back unless I go farm for them again. Here's another thing. If you fail the Datal Soul, because it's a 90% chance, right? If I fail it, I believe I lose the Form Soul 2 as well. So what's going to happen is if I fail this 90%, I will simply end up with 3 augments only. So you see here how I have 4 augments, but their Datal Souls at 90%. If I fail the 90%, it's just going to be poof. It's just going to be an empty slot, and it's just going to have Might 1, Ale Note C, as well as Alt Secreto. However, what I'm going to do for the sake of the video is I am going to replace my Ale Note C over here with Mount Magnus Node, because I only do melee damage anyway, right? So I'm going to click on this again. I'm going to go to my material storage. I'm going to scroll down to my notes, Magnus Note. You see, Magnus Note is melee potency increased by 1.5%. I'm going to put 10 capsules. It's going to be 90%. Because you see, it says 9% success rate, but I put 10 capsules, which makes it 90%. Confirm, and you're going to see here, Might 1, Form Soul 2, Magnus Note, and Secreto 1. So you see here, it will replace my Ale Note C. My Ale Note C is going to disappear, and it's going to be replaced with Magnus Note. I'm going to be very sad if this fails, but maybe if it fails, we'll find out the answer of that question. So you see here, an equipment's augment hasn't been selected. If you proceed, an augment without selecting that ability will vanish. Are you sure you want to proceed? The ability that we didn't select was Ale Note C because we can't select it because we have to pick one out of the 2 in category 3. So we're going to click yes. And over here, if you have the success booster, you can put in your 10% success booster. Keep in mind, the success booster has to be in your inventory in order to use it. If it's in your storage, you cannot pull it out. You have to physically take it out, put it in your inventory, and then come to this step over here in order to use your 10% booster or whatever booster you want. All right. So we're going to click yes, and this is some sick joke. All right, we found out we failed. All right, we failed the Magnus node. Let us see our weapon. Our weapon has indeed lost a slot. You see that we are now only 3 slots. That's ridiculous. 90%. What is this RNG? So either way, we're going to try that again, right? We're going to put another 10 Magnus over here. I'm going to put the Magnus node. You see Magnus node is still 90%. If this fails, I'm going to freaking flip a table. Yes, good. Good job. Nice. Very nice. Special thanks to all the members for supporting the channel. It really means a lot to me. Thank you again. But anyway, that's pretty much all I wanted to cover in today's video. Hopefully you guys found it helpful. If you did, I would appreciate a like and a subscribe. And I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye.
What can I say except you're welcome, for the heels, the